Siberian Tiger is the coming together of partners in music and life. Join us as they bring you their collaborative expression of experience with tradition, ritual, loss, and devotion on Songs for Pasta.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Bone apple teeth.
Do we eat it?
So when did you guys start forming a connection with music?
Sorry, I'm just gonna eat.
Go for it.
We're hungry.
Yeah. We came here for the food, not the interview.
Same actually.
Individually, right. I went to uni, did some music.
Yep.
With my best friend, and then we formed a band, and we got lucky. And then I formed some other bands after that. I did not aim for it, did not expect it, and here I am.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
You know, I learned saxophone at school, and then decided that, well, I used to get teased heaps for carrying the saxophone around school, and then I remember we used to go to my uncle's for Christmas, and my uncle was a guitarist, and I used to think he was just the coolest. So then I thought that maybe it was a smarter social flex to play the guitar than the saxophone. So I taught myself the guitar, and I just never stopped doing music after that moment, really. That's when I really fell in love with it, I think.
I started on the flute.
The flute.
And I was told that I was shit.
Right.
Which is so fair because the flute's really hard. And my teacher was like, maybe you should learn the piano because it might help you understand. So I did both instruments for a while, and then I picked the piano. In my old band, the Middle East, one of the guys was like, hey, you used to play the flute, right? And I was like, barely. He's like, here's an old flute, just learn it. And I kind of got back into it.
So you were in a band with an entire continent?
Yes.
So forming the connection with music together, what was that experience like?
I was doing a Timberwolf show for Woodford Folk Festival, and yeah, I remember saying to my manager at the time, I really want a female vocalist that can play keys and flute for the set, just like Brie does, because I'd worked with some of her old bandmates before.
Right.
And then he was like, well, why don't you just send Brie a message, or I will, asking if she will. And I was like, no, man, she'd be way too cool to play with me. And then, so Joey hit Brie up.
Did you want someone to play the flute and sing, or did you want Brie?
Definitely Brie, but knowing, I had definitely determined that she was far too cool for anything that me and Timberwolf were able to achieve, or have the privilege of playing with someone like Brie.
Yeah.
And then, it was really nice of her to actually come down and watch us play.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I was really busy. and I was like, I'm way too busy. And I'm not a session musician, but I just happened to be in 3 session bands at the time, just with friends and stuff. It was the one email that I was like, I just don't have the time. It's really nice that he asked, so whoever it is, cool EP, I just can't. And I originally said no, and then I felt really guilty. I was like, oh man, I've never actually had somebody reach out to me that I don't know. Right. I always had friends at parties ask me to come play with them. I was like, I should go to his show, that'd be really nice. Went to his show, heard him sing, I was like, fucking work for that guy for free, hey. I'll change everything. And here we are.
Lucky. Very lucky.
Then Siberian Tiger was born.
Yeah. Just like that, straight after.
Siberian Tiger's been forming for 4 years.
How did you come up with the name?
Just my nonno's favourite animal.
Did he used to make pasta like this?
He used to make a pasta called the poor man's pasta, which was just carbonara, but he would, very simple, really minimalistic. And he would make pasta, just crack an egg into it, a little bit of parmesan, and maybe sometimes a little bit of pancetta, but not much. Because he was from southern Italy, and he would say that when they were on the streets, that was the currency of the pasta. Back then, it was just economical, simple, cheap, something that would fill you up, fill you with carbs, and sort of keep going. So that was but he was Nonna made, still makes all the best pastas.
The construction of pasta for you, is there any similarities of that to your music?
I would say I'm a big fan of rich pasta.
So not the poor man's pasta?
Yeah. Well, the ironic thing about poor man's pasta is it tastes very rich. But I think, musically I don't know, I wouldn't want to shy away from anything that's really delicious and tasty to listen to. And cheesy.
Cheesy.
Cheesy. Yeah, maybe it's all cheesy, who knows.
What, or where, I guess, have you both experienced these highs and lows as two people making music together?
Well, we both work very differently.
Yeah. Boundaries are really important as well, because obviously we live together.
So like also not responding to emails from some random guy wanting you to play in his band.
Yeah, that. Just knowing when to switch off from work, because we could just like go to the studio, because we have a studio at home, write and record music, and then go into the lounge room and then do the emails and management part of it, because we manage ourselves as well.
You do have to remind yourselves to take the time to be a couple, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
There was also that cool time on tour that was a high. But that wasn't Siberian Tiger.
That was
But we were doing Siberian Tiger on the tour, but it wasn't a Siberian Tiger tour. Does that make sense?
No.
Alright. Let's just leave it at that then.
We're in Norway, on the southeast coast in Grimstad, playing a festival, and one of the other bands we played together in. And the backstage area had speedboat rides where you could go on speedboats, or like the chug boats, like the beautiful wooden ones that go really slow. But there was a few of them, and then we'd all finished sound check, and we were just sort of walking around, we'd eaten, and then we went to the bay to book in our boat ride. And this guy, such a Norwegian, he was super tall, really stoic, and was wearing his sweet as like speed dealer sunnies, and he pulls up in this massive speedboat, and it was like chugging like whoop, and he's like, "Do you want to get in?" And we were like, Yeah, I think so. So the next thing we know, we're sort of strapping these life jackets on, and he's telling us where to stand on the boat. And as he was pottering out into the bay, there was this quote that I'll never forget. He sort of turned and like looked at Bree in the eyes and was like, "So, do you want to speed or fish?" and you know, Bree was like, "Can we do both?" He's like, "Yes. First we will speed, then we will fish." And that's exactly what we did. We went really fast at his speedboat.
Yeah, it was very fast. Like, what he was like number one at like speedboat racing.
He was
in
an open speedboat racer.
Yeah.
He had this hookup where his other mate in another boat would meet you with these freshly cooked prawns or shrimp, I should say shrimp, and then hand them across to the boat. So next thing we knew, we'd just gone really fast. We were eating these freshly cooked shrimp and he was pouring out whiskeys in the boat.
It was insane.
It was insane. And then he stopped into this other bay, and it was great because Bree caught her first fish.
Yeah, caught a fish.
We were in this bay. It all looked so pretty. Bree was reeling in this fish with this Norwegian guy, and we're all sitting on the boat, but he kept playing the music of the band we were playing in on repeat. So
But the old stuff?
yeah, all the the first EP on loop, and it was a 3-track EP. So while we're sitting on the back of this boat eating shrimp and drinking whiskey and Bree's reeling in fish, it was just the same 3 songs over and over and over again of the artists we were playing for. And we sort of, it was really bizarre, but that was a high. I'd say it was a high.
And then we went and made some cover art for Siberian Tiger.
We did.
So
After
it was
that.
all the above.
Yeah.
It was a
And
day.
that's how Siberian Tiger.
That's how it was born.
Speeding, fishing.
Yeah.
So what does the future hold for Siberian Tiger?
Well, I'd say we're going to keep recording music, putting out music, and we'll do whatever gigs come up.
So potentially just getting free pass in.
Witchy.
Definitely.
Witchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Witchy.
Yeah.
I've been feeling poorly. Could you fetch your father something to help me out of bed? I'm sorry you have to see me crying. Darling, I've been trying to find a way out of here. I know you know how it feels to watch someone disappear through your tears. She's not coming home again. Darling, for both of us I've discovered a tender kind of love and found myself a bigger man.
Oh dear.